Good morning. Welcome back to the All Seasons channel. Here with Mr. Customer. That's Jim. If you watched the live stream earlier this month, he was one of the gentlemen that won a hat, and I just delivered his hat to him, so we didn't have to mail his. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, and just go down there and do all that stuff. Ring the bell, leave comments, all that stuff. So what we're going to do today, while these ladies walk by over here and think that guy's silly, he's talking to himself, we're going to change his power converter. We're going to change the whole converter, not just the bottom section, and I'll show you why here in just a minute. So y'all hang on, we're going to get started. Here's our converter, and that right there is why we're changing it. Those fuses just fell out. The place where the fuses go, the part that holds the fuse is junk. I'll show you what it looks like inside here in just a minute. This is an American brand converter. I don't think I had ever seen this converter before. This manufacturer, they probably did not stay in business very long. I don't expect. See these fuses? And they're just, that one's a little snug. I mean, they just fall out. The fuses are just held in by these little tangs. I looked at this converter a couple weeks ago, and I was actually, I needed to order one at that time. And the original problem was the furnace and the refrigerator would not work. Well, they're on the same fuse. Well, the fuse, there was just no contact. Fuse wasn't making contact here, and I thought, well, that's easy. I'll just tighten these little tangs up. Well, first one I touched, it just broke off. I tried another one, it just broke off, and then there was nothing to hold the fuses. So that's why we're just going to change the whole converter. So this one here has been getting hot. It's all melted where it's been having a bad contact. So we're just going to switcheroo the whole thing. It's actually been quite a while since I switched the whole converter. Big thing's just getting everything labeled again. You know what? I just had a really good idea. Rather than write down wire colors and fuse sizes and stuff like that on this paper, you know what? I'm just going to throw this away here in a little bit, so I'm just going to write my wire colors right here, and then I'll have it. So we're just going to go through and record the wire numbers. Like kitchen is going to be yellow, living room is going to be white with purple trace, and so on and so forth. Alright, I got all the 12-volt wire colors on there, and then for the AC wires, of course, we don't have to label the white and the grounds, the neutrals and the grounds. We just need to label our wires for our breakers. So we'll just do that with masking tape. Pull those off one at a time. And yes, the camper's unplugged because we're actually in a parking lot. That's the main one. Don't really need to label it because it's completely different from all the other wires, but we'll have to label everything else. Alright, got all our AC wires labeled. Just done 1 through 6. 1 starts here, 6 down here. So we're going to take these breakers out because we have to reuse them. We have to put them in the new converter. We do need to go out and unhook the battery so that this battery wire will be not live anymore. We got the battery unhooked, so this wire here now has no power on it. All right, gotta get all of our grounds and neutrals loose. All the grounds and neutrals are loose. All right, now let's pull the converter out of the wall. Yeah, the 12-volt wires are just pulling right out of that one, so we'll just carry on there. We don't have much of a choice. Hope the other wires are longer. Let me peek around back here and see what's going on. 110-volt wires ain't a whole lot longer. The 12-volt wires, there's a hold down back here. We're gonna get loose. That'll give us, it'll help us a lot there. With the 12-volt wires, make them a little bit longer. Yeah, made them a whole lot longer actually. Gonna have to get this chassis ground off of here. That'll help us. That'll help us a lot. I think that's the shortest wire we have on the 110-volt wire. So get it out there. Okay, now we got a little room, and actually the 110-volt wires are being held in a clamp too. We're gonna take it loose so we have some room. Now we got some room to work. Sometimes you'll just move these on the back side if you can. Then you can get the nuts off. Should have done the trick. Let's see. Just got to get those nuts off those box clamps, or wire clamps, or I forget what they're called exactly. Pull those wires out without tearing your masking tape off that you labeled them with. There you have it. Old converter is gone. Now we're going to go get the new converter. We're going to put a YFCO converter in this camper, and I think it will, oh, I know it will work better than that other one. We're going to make sure that this thing will actually fit in the hole. That's going to be a big plus if it does. I've done some preliminary measuring when I looked at this thing before. I know if it don't fit, it's going to be really close. Look at that. Like a glove. It's a brand new converter. We got to figure out which knockouts we're going to knock out, get our knockouts out, get our wires run through. These knockouts should come out pretty easy. They're perforated. Should just be able to pop them right out, just like that. A couple of the little ones. Alrighty. And for the 12-volt stuff, probably gonna have to just put a couple small ones in there because there's no place for this big old I don't know what that's, like a 3/4 inch box clamp. Box clamp. That's what they're called. So we are gonna have to get a couple of 1/2-inch ones out of the truck. Let's do this one here. Just pop it up. Okay, so I need probably 2 or 3 1/2-inch box clamps to replace these 3/4, and go get them. Got a whole bag of 1/2-inch box clamps. Is that what they're called? Well, they call it a NM cable connector, but box clamp. That's what we're gonna call it. All right, now we just got to run our wires through. We're gonna start with the 110 volt wires. Put your box clamp on first. Slide it over the wires at least. Take the nuts off. Now we're going to go ahead and just run these in through the back of the converter. Does not matter where. Put our nut on. We'll go ahead and snug it up so things quit wiggling. Alright, just keep doing that. We're gonna go ahead and start hooking some of this stuff up, just because we don't have all those wires out everywhere. So we've got all the 110 volt wires run. All the neutrals are hooked up, all the grounds are hooked up, and now we're gonna start hooking up the loads or the blacks. These can be a little bit tricky because you can't really see where the wire is going in the breaker at. Especially with this stranded wire that is the Now we're going to start on the DC wires. Get them running in here. Oh, we got one more very important AC wire to run. Is the chassis ground. It's even got its own little hole in the converter to come through. Got all our wires run through the holes. Just look back in here and make sure there's no wires we're missing. There doesn't appear to be.
I'll be right back.
All right. All right. Here's the bottom section. Goes in this converter. This just slides right in. Kind of got to go ahead and get your wires started up through the holes in the converter. Go from the lower section to the upper section. especially these 12-volt wires. They're huge, humongous. So you can't just go forcing things around. There we are. And then these two screws keep it in there like it could actually go anywhere. Now all we're gonna do is get all of our 12-volt wires hooked up. Are there any electricians out there just losing their mind over this rat's nest? Yeah, I'm all for pretty panel boxes, you know, everything run nice and straight and square and parallel and all that, but there's no room in there to do that. You just do the best you can, and that's all you can do. Now, in order to get this fuse panel out of here in a YFCO, there's a little tab right here. You just push it down very gently. Don't go too far, and this just pops out. So you run these wires around the back. That negative wire goes right in that little notch right there, and then our big positive wire just comes around town, goes right in there. Then the fun part is getting all that stuff back in there, because there ain't a ton of room. There's actually like zero room for those big old wires. Get it under the tabs up top and just push it in at the bottom, and it kind of snaps in. There we go. Now she's snapped in. Two negatives go up here on that negative, the one's marked negative, and then our positive out to the battery goes down here. Like such. Now, just have to get all these hooked back up. Alright, remember we wrote our wire colors down there, so I'm going to go back. So yellow is kitchen. Next is purple. It is our living room lights. Alright, that's all of our electrical connections, and now we are going to, ain't nobody here but me, gonna start testing. Get our fuses put back in. Alright, so there you have it. There's replacing your converter in your RV. Only thing left to do is test it, so I'm just gonna plug it into my truck, test it, and everything should be awesome. So hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and just just go down there and do all that normal stuff. Subscribe, comment, and I am going to go down the road and fix another one. And y'all have a fantastic day.